to say, yes, we understand, but Beryl Bard, shrug.
Call it like the funny clause.
Yeah.
The pick is really funny.
Or maybe like everyone gets a pick, you know? And it can't be their best one, it just has to be their funniest one. Or maybe it's just a Bard rule. Maybe Bard just cannot be fearless, but that'd be
dangerous.
That'd be way too strong for Carrier.
That'd be so dangerous for Carrier, yeah.
It's yeah.
Also,
so we
I
can
think
already see that'd be a bad idea.
Even if it was open, I think DRX would probably just regular ban it.
Yep.
In this game.
Especially after that performance, as Ambessa going to be the first ban here once again. And DRX on the blue side this time. The bans are still the same.
Yeah, so first time they're going to be on the blue side. Obviously having to fight from red side first 2 games, so a bit of an edge there.
This has actually started out exactly the same way as the Nongshim T1 series. Nongshim lose on blue side, win on blue side, get crushed on red side. And so, if you're a DRX fan, that could bode well if things are going to go the same. But if you know anything about the Rise group, you know that that's a bad sign. Consistently inconsistent. They cannot do the same thing in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe instead of it just being like it can't be a stomp. That's, I think, what we're going to get out of this. As Yone going to be taken away here as well. Does mean that things like the Poppy will creep in. Talia's still up and available. Azir is still there too.
Yeah, I assume the Yone ban is to try to set up for an Azir. I wonder if they ban the Talia here and really try, because I feel like if you do that, they're just going to ban Azir on 3.
Yep.
It would make it very telegraphed. They're probably going to ban the Azir on 3 anyway, so maybe don't ban the Talia and hope you get it. So if you ban the Nico, you're saying, please ban the Azir right now, and then we take Talia first pick, is maybe what I'm thinking they're trying to put across.
It might be leave up the Azir is the angle. I do feel like Talia has found a lot of success, but maybe Calyx has kind of skewed my view on the champion because he played so well. But they are going to go with the Azir ban instead.
Yep. Try to force their hands into banning the Azir, and now Talia left open and available.
That should be their prize.
You would imagine so.
We'll see. There are a lot of junglers that have been just fearlessly taken away, as the Demacian duo as well as the Monkey and the Pantheon. So quite a few things down the list that we're going to be looking at. Trundle's priority is going to be moving up as well, but the Talia going to be that lock-in. That is their prize for this first pick.
What are you going to take into this specifically? Some of the picks are left open available in the mid lane are like Galio or Victor, TF. There is the Ahri, which is really common into it, but we've talked about that already today.
I hate it
saw T1
so much.
The win rate's really low. This is probably going to be what they lock in.
I just really...
Wolf is so mad right now.
I mean, it's mirrored right here next.
But then again, he's also kind of happy because I'm pretty sure he predated against Dplus, so...
If he is a DRX Predator, then he is going to be very, very happy with the Vi lock-in. The Ahri lock-in. If there was a Vi, that would be feeling a little bit better. But the Trundle is what's going to come on through instead.
I mean...
These are two of the most underwhelming picks at this point in time, I'm pretty sure.
Like, I think Trundle is, by himself, a good pick. But I don't think Trundle Ahri is an inspiring duo. And we just got the news.
He predicted DK. So he's actually just incredibly annoying.
So upset.
Yeah. And honestly, I think in a vacuum, he's just going to be annoyed anyway, because then he's stuck inside a vacuum, and that kind of sucks. No, just because he just doesn't like the Ahri.
Yeah.
Sivir is going to be locked away, though, and you can feel a little bit better about it, especially because it's Teddy, but also because there's no Jarvan. And the Nautilus going to be picked up there as well.
I'm not a bit... I really don't think there's a big need to pick up the Nautilus here. I also don't really like Nautilus into Trundle because the pillar like interrupts your flow. You also become... You're just so squishy and you can kind of get exploded.
Also doesn't synergize well with Talia for the same reason, right? You can just put walls in the way.
Yeah. Especially because like Rakan is available.
That is true. And it is something that DRX would have really liked in this draft, but Chiu going to be looking towards the Yorick here. Looking pretty happy about it, but he is just a pretty happy-go-lucky kind of guy. So think is just going to be pleased with playing the Ghoulie man and will be able to take that one away. So Dampe has hit the Rift. So looking at a whole bunch of bot lane bans here on the side of DRX. Otherwise, top side and jungle. I mean, the junglers are going to be limited, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, they banned the Jax. You know, we saw the Jax into Yorick earlier. Doran obviously ran away with that matchup.
The Doran defense, I think I like that.
Seen Renekton also at times do really well into Yorick if you can get momentum. So maybe that ends up being a ban. Could also throw a ban towards the jungle.
Just depends what they're worried about. But a lot of things have already been taken away. Braum is going to be removed.
I guess Nocturne doesn't really fit with the comp. They do just stick with the Renekton, yep. So taking away things that match up well into the Yorick. I guess the pool of junglers has been trimmed quite heavily. Nocturne just doesn't really fit with DRX's composition. They could go the Zed actually, I think DRX. You know, we saw the Zed earlier. In bundle, it's quite popular.
That's a Zeri.
Dplus are looking at the Zeri. I mean, I think that composition needs a hyper carry. They have like Ahri, and then neither Yorick or Trundle are super inspiring in team fights in terms of like carry potential. So you need someone who really carries that throughput in fights.
Jinx could do that as well. Also has historically had a pretty good matchup into the Sivir, as that is going to be the lock-in.
Oh, I think it could just be... They're looking at the Lee Sin.
I mean, Jinx Lulu could actually come on through here.
I actually don't like the Viegos. I honestly think if you're feeling confident, I mean, it's up to Sponge, but I think something like... I feel like we saw the Zed earlier. If you get momentum on it, you could just absolutely decimate the Jinx.
Yep, Kled, bit of fun there, bit of Broken Blade flavor. But the Cassante, that would be a whole lot more LCK, and that will be locked in. Doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun into the Yorick, but the Viego will actually be the decision in the end. Beryl unleashing the Catfish, and there it is. The Tahm Kench going to be the choice.
I think the Jinx Tahm actually does a lot for this composition. You know, the Jinx outranges so much of DRX. The Tahm not only is fantastic into the Nautilus, but also like Viego is such a momentum-based champion, and the first target, quite often, you're going to try and get that reset off. You know, if it's Trundle, Trundle's going to become super tanky because you picked Cassante into Trundle.
Oh no, they did pick Cassante into Trundle, didn't they?
And if you try and focus someone else, Tahm Kench is happy just to gobble them up. So I think, to some extent, I was really confident in DRX taking the Sivir and taking the Talia. Really strong combo. There's a lot of DPS from that, but I actually think they kind of fumbled things as we went deeper in the draft. And I think the Tahm Kench, huge value here, and again, the Trundle into Cassante feels so good.
And if we were to look at it from an acronym perspective, it's also a disaster. Because it's TSNKV.
No vowels.
And on the other side, get some of this. Atijit. Atijit kinda just works.
Sounds like
my mind.
At Egypt.
I know, and it also reminds me a little bit of Ejim, and I kind of miss him. Hope he's doing well in Canberra. Okay, time for us to get onto the Rift for game number 3, or 6 on the night.
수환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're on to the Rift for the final game of the evening, and we have absolutely gone the distance. We would not have it any other way. As Teddy, he'd have it a lot of other ways. As the flash from Beryl? Okay, Tongue Lash going to come on through there, as Teddy didn't flash. So actually, he got 3 summoner spells from DK, and the minions have well and truly not spawned. He is going to have his back interrupted. But I still don't think it really matters too much.
It's a huge trade up in terms of summoners, and it looks like he's going to be there in time for the wave. He did have to start Spell Shield though. That is the one hit that he...
That is somewhat not good.
Yeah. Oh, they are...
Wait. They are really continuing this cheese.
I mean, Beryl is using the chef skin.
He is. And Showmaker is going to find that ward there as well. Or the ward is going to find him. Lucy's going to be starting on the bottom side of the map here. Could be some vertical jungling that will come through here as Teddy Get some vision down. They do know that the Trundle is likely in the vicinity, but he is going to be heading towards the Raptors next, so they're going to see him anyway.
I mean, this matchup was already going to be rough, but now the fact that Teddy doesn't have any proper trading tools.
Did you see that spell shield value, though?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Also, Andal getting his passive on both of them in that instance. Not too bad. Oh, never mind. Sponge will be able to take his Raptors as well. That's going to be feeling fantastic here for DRX in, you know, isolation. As Yahoo just throws a rock at Lucid as he makes his way back towards his side of the jungle.
That's enough to scare him away, especially if Sponge was there. And also no pillar for the Trundle gangs, not really too intimidating.
Okay, Rich's Cassante answer has not necessarily started to bear fruit yet. But trust me, as it goes on, it's going to remain bad, probably.
Yeah, just get to level 6 when he summons the Maiden. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Hey, but then Cassante can go all out and have less durability.
Yeah, I'm sure engaging into the Yorick, who has that, is really good.
Would you say that Ari's due? As the man who does generally work out whether things are due or not.
If Dplus are going to win, if we're going to see Ari win a game, I think this might be the one. You know, I think I have some concerns about DRX comp, but I don't think it's setting stone because it is still Ari.
Yeah.
And Ari Trundle doesn't inspire huge joy.
Sponge is wandering right now.
He doesn't have much to do with some of his camps having been stolen away.
Yeah, well, we've got an Abyssal Dive to come on through here. That's going to pair with these Flame Chompers quite nicely as Beryl has a whole bunch of gray health, but he may need to eat it. Never mind. Oh, he does, actually. I prefer not to press that button because it does give you a whole lot of health regen.
Yeah, he definitely actually didn't need it. He wasn't going to die with that, so he could have just held it.
Well, Sponge is moving in. I believe unseen as well. As Lucid going to come down as well, so DK kind of wanting this one. The flash forward from Sponge is uninspiring at best. And now Lucid going to come over. Let's see whether this pillar is going to work out. Teleports coming in from everywhere. And DK, their health bar's well and truly low. As the hook just a little early, but still the stun's going to come in and down goes Showmaker. Sometimes the teleport is just not what you want.
Yeah, Showmaker not having a good time flying into that one and already down in terms of the mid lane matchup as well.
I mean, he did get counterpicked by the Talia.
Yeah, this Ari is continuing to not inspire joy. This might end up being one of those games where if they do win, it's despite the Ari.
Yes, and I think honestly, in this matchup, it almost always is.
Yeah.
Showmaker will be able to make his way sheepishly back towards this lane. I really do hope that this week sort of serves as a lesson for those that want to pick Ari and just stop doing it into Talia. As we're going to check this fight out one more time, Andal obviously wanted to start this as Sponge was making his way in. The flash forward was weird, and then Lucid came down, but then these teleports that came in.
Sponge not connecting the stun quite. Beryl didn't quite have his heal, and then here they clear out their minions, and then the dredge line's early, but the stun is perfect from Sponge there.
Yeah. One of them was going to nail it, and it was Sponge in the end, making up for the flash play from earlier.
It was also because aiming and Beryl were a lot lower. They couldn't hold around and wait for their mid laner. They were just kind of like, okay, Showmaker, you have fun.
Well, Rich is actually trading pretty well here, but has teleported back. Shiu has not.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the...
Yeah, I got caught. It was a bit of the play-by-play thing where I'm just looking at what's on the screen, not actually reading the summoners.
It happens to all of us. It's when you come back from a replay and you're like, what's going on here?
What's the game state?
It happens quickly.
Shiu's got a dagger, now wandering towards this bottom side of the map. Aiming, holding this wave. It's not feeling too fantastic.
We were talking earlier about, holding all the items.
Yeah.
I would like to think that Shiu gives the dagger to one of his ghouls,
Oh, yeah!
And they just start shanking.
Yeah, little stabby boy.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. As Beryl just diving abyssally. Doing that mainly for himself rather than to actually try and do anything to Rich, I'm pretty sure. That's
going
my
for a swim.
Yep. Showmaker looking for a bit of an angle here. Does get over the rocks and out of the way. And there's the charm. It will connect as Shiu. There it is. Yeah, going to be able to fall down to DK, who will be able to answer this. So both mid laners dying in this game. But it was the kill going over to the Trundle, so not necessarily optimal for the mid lane matchup.
Showmaker hit us talking about the matchup and said, okay, I'll show you what I can do. I'll show you why you pick Ari into Talia. and gave us a little demonstration.
Worked out quite nicely. This is also working out quite nicely for DRX as they are making use of this lane swap quite effectively.
Oh, the cannon's still alive though. Come on, Shu, pick it up.
Oh, can he get there? Morning mist. Morning mist. There it is. Actually just hits it with a Q. Gorgeously done. And gets the maiden for it as well. So now it's an even matchup on that bottom side. 2v2. Sponge going to be able to take the first dragon of the game. Next one going to be a Hextech as well. So Infernal and Hextech Souls off the cards. Cloud probably the next best option, as the Seismic Shove missing was kind of the death nail here for the Taliyah.
Yeah, and Showmaker going with such confidence. The fact the pillar comes down, you're kind of forced to flash, and then once you've already flashed, hard to dodge away from the charm afterwards. Yep. I wasn't sure if they'd have the damage there, but if everything lands, they do have enough.
Yep, turns out it is going to work, as Lucid is actually going for the Trinity Force first. We've actually seen a few variations on the Trundle build, where some do go for the Sundered Sky early. This is looking to not be that.
Yeah, and I feel like the Trinity Force is a lot of damage for the Trundle, but I feel like the reason you kind of go Sundered Sky is that healing, especially when people go Spirit Visage later. It just makes you...
Yeah.
It's kind of when you're playing like that durability version, where you kind of just you go for the chomp to heal up. You don't have as much presence in the fights.
Ooh, Beryl eating honey fruit, but the rest of DRX are now moving over. Just one of these grubs to go over to DK. That's Lucid looking to play some baseball here with Sponge. Teddy turning up to try and do a bit of DPS, as there is the wall to come through from the Taliyah. But Beryl's the one that's sort of caught out of position. He is going to have to flash, does get himself out of the way. The Flame Chompers, though, are just going to block any sort of approach. So that will mean the DK can get themselves the objective, as we head back down towards this bottom lane to watch this intense 1v1. As Sponge will be able to lock down his blue buff, but a bit of pressure being put on here by DK as the Ghoulie wall is going to be set up. And Rich, I think he'll be absolutely fine. He does have his Bramble Vest. And look at the adorable maiden making its way out.
Yep.
I don't know the tempo vibes of this game yet. I've just been kind of looking at it and accepting it for what it is, but not actually seeing any results.
They're in flux right now.
Aha.
That's how we describe them.
I like that. That is a bit of a Rise thing. Is now Yehu going to be able to interrupt Beryl here nicely. The hook is going to connect there as well, as he's looking to make his way out, but aiming is kind of free hitting here. And the DPS potential of this duo is not necessarily massive.
I like how the mist comes out and it suggests like Sponge is coming, but he really just started channeling his recall instantly.
Yeah.
Just spooks them.
Perfect. Now they have no idea where he could be. But he's likely back. And that is precisely it. Beryl now hitting level 6, does have access to the Gobble. And I'm looking down and I'm seeing two hyper carries. One of them is a little bit further ahead, so aiming pretty happy about the state of this game. And he has been their most consistent member as well. As Yehu laying down the rocks. This could be a dive, 4 versus 2, but they're clearing out the minions very nicely. Showmaker goes in, immediately gets knocked up as they will be able to take down the Taliyah. There goes Andil as well, as Beryl eats the grey health and then dies unceremoniously. But the kill does go over to Andil. That's probably best case scenario for DK.
I think you definitely take that, you know. Unfortunately, the Beryl did die at the end. I think part of it was he ate Lucid a bit too early.
Aha.
But overall, still, play went pretty solid. We'll see a replay, we'll see exactly how it went down, because Lucid took aggro. And takes 1 tower hit, takes 2, he's healing. I think maybe he could have taken 1 more.
Yeah. I thought that he was probably going to have enough grey health, but just didn't quite. And I think it would have been
He did get healing
close
from the kills as well. I think it was just he was, to be fair, not chancing it, and then him dying instead. I don't think it's like a bad call or anything.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the main thing was they got the kills. Aiming was still alive, just push everything in. And it's a good play for DK.
This is maybe not, as Beryl taking a little bit of damage, but never mind. Chasing Beryl into the jungle while he's ghosting away from you is never an opportune move, I would say.
It feels like a trap.
It does. And oftentimes it isn't, but you can never really risk it because it feels even more silly to be baited by Beryl.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I should have known!
Yeah.
That's maybe why he gets away with things. As Lucid now does have his Trinity Force done. Blackfire Torch first here for Showmaker on the Ahri. It's interesting. Could be the old dot build. Kind of cute. We did see Bulldog make it work quite effectively on the Azir earlier on in the week.
I think Blackfire Torch has gotten more popular. I know they've been building a lot in the LEC. You could also end up going, I don't know if he will, but like Blackfire Cosmic Drive, because the Dot keeps the Cosmic Drive running.
He does very much like the Cosmic Drive, as Rich has pressed a lot of buttons. Shiu is just going to flash away, but I think that it's not going to work, as Sponge going to be able to take down the Yorick. Really nice gank here from DRX to even up the kill score. Seismic Shove going to go a little bit wide, but you can see Andal trying to get himself out of there. Super Mega Death Rocket sails by majestically, and will head towards that top lane.
Nice dodges there from Andal. Dodges the Charm and the ult from the Jinx. Keep himself alive. Teddy.
Abyssal Dive does come on down.
Just sidestep it.
Yep. Lucy's going to be moving in, and they're going to look for a bit of a plate gank here towards this bottom side. And there it is. Plate is going to be secured. Boomerang Blade, fair bit of damage onto Lucid though, so he does need to be a little bit careful.
I mean, it's a Triforce, Trundle, and a Jinx as well. You'd love to get any alone time with power.
Well, there is the hook forward from Andal, but he doesn't actually hit a player. It is the wall that was right next to them, as now Lucid moves in, actually isolates Andal, and he's just dead. That's an excited aiming. And that is 4 kills for DK, and should be a Dragon, double Dragon denial here as well from DK. Wow, that's a lot of Ds. Even DRX starts with D, my goodness.
I think he did catch Beryl, but there's this weird hitbox thing when he's like round a wall.
Yeah, it sort of got pulled into the wall instead.
Yeah, so he wasn't in melee range of him afterwards, so it's...
I mean, I don't think we should try and work out the math of Nautilus Hook.
Yeah, it's that weird...
It's not real.
It's got like a lollipop hitbox sort of thing. It's like thick at the end, so like it can kind of...
Yeah.
Sort of, it feels like it curves around walls.
I shouldn't have distracted you, by the way, with the hitbox conversation.
Yeah.
Because we have another one.
That's kind of on you.
I mean, if it's on me, sorry, not sorry, right? Because that means Showmaker gets so much extra healing from his resets, Shiu is going to get so much extra healing from being Yorick, and Lucid is Trundle. Not to mention Beryl's playing Tahm Kench.
Okay.
I mean, this is a Chemtech Soul dream game, if ever you've seen one. Plus, I mean, it was Infernal Hextech first two, so we weren't going to be too enthralled by the Soul.
You were never pitching phenomenal Soul. I mean, Mountain could have been good.
Yeah.
But that was kind of all you were really working with. That was on.
Would have worked against DRX, though, because the more mountains they get, as I've said before, the more value Trundle gets.
Cloud could have also been. But yeah.
Yeah, Cloud would have been the best option, obviously.
Dplus setting up in the area for this Herald spawning in 50 seconds.
It's a long way away, actually.
They're trying to establish the vision and just threaten. Because the thing is, if you play Nautilus, so much of Nautilus is like, okay, you step up, someone tries to attack you, you queue terrain to get away. But in a Trundle, if Pillar's behind you, you're just kind of stuck, especially with no flash.
Yeah.
If it goes to the reset for the Make Treads, though, it just gives them a window to push in and really establish vision here. And the Sivir does just kind of melt waves now.
Well, Coolie Wall going to be denying Yehu for the moment, as Shiu not going to be walking out of the way of that Seismic Shove. The rest of DRX going to turn up and put him in the ground once again. Targeting Shiu has really been the bane of DK. They still have a slight gold advantage. It's not end of the world, but not a great sign for them, as DRX gain control of this Herald. Boomerang Blade goes a little bit wide. The flash out of the way of the big anchor there from Beryl. And now the Tahm Kench without flash. That is a big deal. Actually means a lot for aiming safety as well in these team fights. But he still does have his flash, which is important. DRX is standing on a ward. That's awkward. Trying to be sneaky when you're just in full vision. Still, they are now going to back away, and the Trundle just going to move over towards this Rift Herald and see whether he can take it down.
Yeah, he's on vision, but I think just the confidence gone with those tools bin from DRX.
Yep. They do sweep it out. Sponge is actually looking to try and make his way in, so maybe there is going to be a little bit of a fight. We'll just have to see. As Shelly is going to lose patience. Teleport in, okay. Andal going to get slowed down by the zap. There's the hook that's going to connect onto Lucid. He will get knocked up as now Showmaker looks for the charm but doesn't quite find it. Teleport in from this Cassante towards the top end of this fight, but Shiu's moving down as well. These health bars are getting softened up. The rocks go down. Shelly once again is just kind of annoyed. Hooks connecting, is aiming, able to sidestep, but does still get pulled back. Can he get excited in time? And the answer is no. The resets coming in from Sponge. And the Abyssal Dive actually from Beryl to try and get him out of dodge, but it doesn't work. There's the chain CC, and DRX spring to life.
Managing to kite away from Dplus, trying to find the aggression, trying to find the charm from Showmaker. It doesn't connect, and the re-engage comes in clutch. Sponge leading the charge, getting the resets. Aiming gets caught out on this Jinx, and can only find a window of safety on this pick. It just felt like Dplus were really scattered here.
Yeah.
Start off with the play initially, the pillar comes down, but they actually engage onto Lucid here. CC comes in, and then Showmaker, he started his ult, so they're like kind of on a timer to make something happen with the Ahri ult, and eventually it just times out.
Yeah.
And that's when the re-engage comes in from the blast cone. Aiming
standing
doesn't
on a ward
expect
once
this.
again.
Yeah, he gets slowed. And it was actually an eat onto Lucid to save him from Rich, which just means Aiming's dead.
Yep.
And Lucid, he's low, so he's gonna die anyway.
And Sponge gets over for that extra reset as well. And that means that now this Viego is such a massive problem as DRX. Yeah, Song feeling pretty good about this one. And this is the kind of fight that you desperately need as DRX in this mid game to make this composition work, as now they're looking for even more. As Beryl, you may ask why, but not understanding is also okay too, as he is going to go down extraordinarily low, eats the gray health. There is now Showmaker making his way in. Lucid gets gobbled up yet again, and Showmaker, the point-blank charm, is going to connect onto Andal, and they will get the first kill. Now the resets are coming in for DK. And all right, the pendulum, it swings back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. It swings back and forth.
You can never be sure of anything in the Rise group. And these comps are so momentum-based. We have Ahri, Jinx, Viego. If you don't get that first initial kill, it just feels like the comps can sometimes hit a wall.
Yep.
And that's what happened. Beryl surviving for so long there, Lucid as well. I mean, even, you know, we think of the reset potential, the champions I've named, but Trundle reset potential, the extra health, you know?
There you go. What about Tom Kench reset potential? He doesn't really reset, but, like, he would still be there as well.
Yes.
While the other champions are resetting.
Yes.
Potentially. As turret in trade for the Dragon, and that is going to be feats of strength and strong feet over to DK. As we're going to check this. What happened here? I like the rocket. That was my favorite part. Okay, the Herald was taken and the Herald was denied. Okay.
So Beryl survives so long here because he has Celestial opposition, and then he just doesn't press his gray health. Like, I actually want you to look at how late he leaves it. He waits until then. I actually thought he was going to die before the redemption came in.
Yeah.
And then he gobbles Lucid to save him, throws him back in, and Lucid's like, I'm going in. It's go time. Psychopathic behavior from the jungle support of Dplus, but it works, so how can I fault it?
Well, I mean, you can probably do what you did and explain what happened. As once again, this time he's dead. Andal also getting close to that, but the reset is there. Sponge looking fantastic as his chefy self. He will get himself out. So it is just the pick onto Beryl.
A good target to start on, because even though he's bulky, you know, he can't ult himself as much as Beryl definitely would like to in moments like that.
He plays as if he can. As all right, Showmaker is going to be able to tidy up this bottom lane. It looks like it is going to be Cosmic Drive as well, coming in second. So going to be moving a bit fast. Does have a chunk of AT on that item as well. A little bit of experimentation with the build, aiming, looking for item number 2, but oh man, just needs to finish the recipe of the IE. That feels terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's 1,000 gold lead for Rich. What?
I mean, he's got a lot of kills and assists.
True.
Okay, so Beryl doesn't have the Celestial opposition up, which obviously makes him lost squish here.
I think in Beryl's mind, he was setting up the fight for his team.
Yeah, he gets CC'd, and then he runs out of health.
Haha.
Yes.
I like using that instead of died. Runs out of health.
Yes.
As DRX, they are going to try and make Arakan run out of health. DK are in the area, but full information is here for DRX, and they are starting this. The Mega Cone can possibly get them in, but that is going to be the knock-up on the Lucid. He does try to avoid a fair bit, but the gobble, it does come in, but immediately they all just die. There's the all-out from Rich, as now Showmaker finally going to get here, and the Cassante will fall. DK, though, this is a 3 versus 4, and I don't think they're going to be able to make it happen.
Honestly, it looked like it was just Arakan for DRX, but if an overcommit from Rich ends up getting him punished, I still think they're going to be able to secure the objective, though. Sponge starting off, but does need a bit of backup. We'll see, though. Dplus are moving in.
Yeah, there is a control ward on this, so they know exactly what's going on. They're trying to defend this outer turret.
No way Sponge just solos this, by the way.
I mean, that's what he's trying to do. He'll eat some honey fruit. Maybe that's going to help. As Andal Going to move out of this brush. Boomerang Blade is going to come on through there as a charm. Does connect onto Andal. Super Mega Death Rocket finishes him off, but Shiu flashes away. He keeps himself alive. Somehow DK make this thing work.
It was a pretty interesting set of circumstances, you know. Sponge trying to solo the Arakan, and then they just try and make the play happen. The seismic shove not onto Shiu, but onto the Maiden instead. And in the end,
Maiden really got shoved, though.
she absolutely did. Yeah, this was so weird. Okay, this play was pretty straightforward. This was a great turn from DRX. They start on a Lucid. Beryl comes in to try and make the play. Andal turns to CC on the Beryl, so it stalls out the Gobble, and then it's just double reset. Little deep from Rich, though. This felt overforced, unnecessary, because the rest of the team just couldn't get there in time. And I think
Sponge also dove into the Ghoulie cage.
And then here, okay, so this is where it gets funny, because the shove, he was going for Showmaker. He was going for Showmaker.
Yeah.
It just looked funny because it looked like he just shoved the Maiden. But
he did do that.
Yeah.
To be fair. As all right, we are straight back on this Arakan, and DK are nowhere in sight. So it will just go over to DRX in the end. Shiu going to be trading that one for an outer turret towards his bottom lane. Aiming going to try and grab this outer turret in mid as well, as Teddy was looking to rotate over. Beryl is going to deliver himself as a distraction. And I guess that worked out, but...
Beryl is always a distraction.
He is. He certainly is.
Sometimes to himself.
But the problem I'm seeing here is that there's a 505 Viego for DRX.
Yes.
So that is going to be the biggest thing that DK needs to try and mitigate. And on top of that, there's also a 106 Sivir. Teddy has been kind of unchecked this game.
There is also a 4-1 and 2 Jinx, though. Aiming is starting to come online. It's a big if they can keep him alive, though. It feels like their focus has kind of been keeping the front line alive in these fights, rather than have to keep aiming alive. Aiming kind of is dying last, but it feels so much about kill the front line and then just charge forward from that.
Yeah.
We'll see how it pans out here, though.
Showmaker trying to get some vision available. Seismic Shove is going to go wide. The Weaver's Wall just to block off the approach here for DK, as it is just going to wear off. This Dragon still up and available as Andal going to get CC'd. It looks like the Drake is not what DK are looking for. As never mind, Lucid, can he actually get in there? The answer is no. But the King's Tribute gets him all of his health back. And now the Cassante is dead. Beryl looking to try and close him, but Andal gets a great hook. And Beryl is going to gobble up Showmaker. He now has a big shield. And Teddy is trying to kite it out. He does do a lot of damage, but not enough to save them in this one. And DK, they just leave Andal alive. And even he may not survive this one. We'll see what they can get off the back end. Maybe they can kill. No, they can't.
Slash opposition comes up, and the gobble from Beryl, the momentum killer. You know, the Viego's nothing without those resets, and these comps are so volatile. As soon as those kills start coming in, it makes such a difference. Lucid's denied access to the Dragon, but the focus is so much on the Dragon rather than on the fight. And Lucid's low, but he gets the redemption heal, gets the heal as well for the King's Tribute, and then they just blow up Rich. Because think about it, the old...
And the Ghoulie Wall goes down, he dashes in, and then Shiu just traps him.
Yep, and Sponge trying to get the reset on a Showmaker is denied by Beryl. Teddy's trying to do so much AoE, but again, AoE doesn't find the kills apart from on the Beryl. And it just ends up not working out for DRX.
Still, as we can see here, the swing moves DK into the same level of lead that DRX had prior. We also see Arakan still there for DRX. That'll be there permanently. They will have that pedal advantage. And it's just 2 dragons apiece on both sides. What my point is that we are no closer to knowing who is going to win this series.
Oh, no. And the thing is, it could so easily have a fight where someone on Dplus, like if Beryl dies quickly and then the resets come and they happen again and again and again, and this Viego's so fed. Teddy is doing so much damage.
Lucid.
Beryl.
Okay, well, there is some scary things happening here as Rich is in the front line. They are just eating Andalo, and he's just dead.
Okay.
Now Aiming's going to get excited, runs towards Sponge, but DRX are out of there. Once again, the Y is hard to find, but they were looking to try and get vision on Baron.
Yep.
It's not necessarily... No, the Y is easy. The what? That was the hard thing to comprehend in that particular moment.
It's just so hard playing Nautilus into a Trundle, and walking up in these situations so easy to get trapped. Now Luce is looking.
Yeah, once again, puts the pillar down as the charm is going to connect onto Rich. Beryl looking for an angle as he does get shoved back. Ghoulie Wall goes down as well. And man, there are some jump scares in this game. Jonas Strong playing with our hearts right now.
You can see they're not confident enough, having just killed Andal alone to like start Baron, but they're like, let's just throw a pillar down and hope this is enough.
Yeah. And look, it kind of was. Showmaker just wanders behind as well. And Sponge manages to get the stun off onto Lucid, but Showmaker managing to find that angle. Gets a whole bunch of essence stacked up there as well. And this is the start of those double resets that we were talking about. DRX now going to be able to find a reset timer here, and we'll be able to get some vision down. The DK well and truly back out onto the map once again. The intensity is very high though. Oh, Beryl very close to finding it. The Abyssal Dive not going to connect. I say that, I feel like the confidence for Showmaker is quite high. He finishes the Magi's, he has 11 stacks.
Yep.
And so maybe Showmaker is not actually worried at all about the game state at this point in time. He's just kind of feeling himself. Up to 900 gold. He's like 7 losses in a row for Ari. I like those odds. None of us do, just to be clear.
He said those famous words. Ari's just do a win.
Yeah, well, I know the commentator that did say that first when HLE just managed to become the LCK champions, reigning LCK champions as of right now as well. As a face check does come on through, they get the control ward down, the hook does go wide, and there is the pillar as Lucid eats an exhaust and then just wanders his way out. Showmaker lurking on that flank angle. We'll be able to clear out that ward as they make it as dark as they possibly can. Beryl gets over the wall, flashes, has to be used there. And now DK looking for a bit of an angle. The Ghoulie Wall comes in to try and hold them in position. It is going to be the Viego that's the target, but Rich, oh my goodness, he gets shredded. The Gobble comes through yet again to deny another reset as Beryl has that great health to keep him healthy. And DRX, they will be able to back away. Oh my goodness, this game is so incredibly intense.
I thought DRX were about to lose to a Ghoulie Wall. Honestly, the placement, Yehu got trapped by it, and I actually thought they were just going to lose because they weren't killing it in time.
You only need to hit it like twice, right?
Three times with the levels.
Right, yes, it goes up in level.
I think it goes up to, is it 4 at max rank? I think it's 4 at max rank. I think at the rank it is now, it's 3.
If they all turn on it, though, it just disappears.
But no one was hitting it, because everyone was dealing with different, like, people were trying to hit Shiru, and Yehu was there just like, please, help me, help me, help me, and then...
It is stressful, and it's a stressful time, and then the Ghoulie Wall comes up, and it's comical, especially with this skin.
Yeah.
It's just lanky cats everywhere, and it's really hard to fathom. It's okay. Soul Point available for both teams. DRX getting on it. Vision going to be there. A Showmaker looking for an angle. Andal doesn't find the anchor though. The Tongue Lash will connect. Charm just barely not going to work out there as Lucid wants to come in, but he's not going to be able to take this dragon as Chiu gonna get turned on the side. Showmaker looking to make his way over in the seismic shove goes wide. Sponge having to flash so early, and now the death machine of DK is moving forward and DRX are walking the wrong direction. Showmaker is looking for these resets. He's going to get them as Rich, he can't go all out of this game, unfortunately, unless it's via a loss, as Showmaker will go golden, and DRX, it looks like they're running for safety, but they're not on the red side anymore, as the double kill comes through for aiming. He will die to Teddy, but that's the ace for DK. What it means is probably a Baron. It took me a little while to work out what it actually is going to come of this, but with 3 alive, they should be able to take it.
I'm not sure if they're moving to it right now. I mean, it's long death times. We'll see how the fight went. So Dplus have just said, we don't care about Chemtech Soul, we care about the fight. They go for this initial engage on Andal and blow him up. As Showmaker and Shu are moving on the flanks, DRX are kiting backwards. He was playing super aggressive. They trap Yehu, who eventually just manages to get away on super low HP. Rich goes in aggressive and gets deleted, and that's when the resets start to come in for aiming. Again, Beryl trying to deny resets from Sponge. Kind of messes up
Yeah.
the dive, but Lucid blast cones over in anyway. And Teddy goes for the hero play and does manage to kill aiming. I kind of want to see what's happening in live, because if they didn't Baron, which they didn't, so him killing aiming...
Yeah, may have actually saved the Baron.
May have saved the Baron, because I think if aiming's alive, they head straight there and they clear it up in no time.
What did they actually get?
I think they just pushed in bot, which I think Shu had just pushed in bot lane, and that was kind of it. So they didn't really get anything in terms of like objectives. It was just gold, some farm, and a little time to chill.
Haha.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're chilling as well.
They also get a lot of kills on aiming.
Yeah, they also lost a few stacks on the Magi's as well, as Showmaker did die, so down to 7. And also has a broken arm guard, so not going to be able to use that in the next fight as well. No Zhonya's has been completed just yet. There's a reset angle here for DRX. They will be able to go back now. Shu with the Maiden is now chilling in this side lane. Does he have his Black Cleaver now completed? Because that will make side laning into him as Rich a little bit more difficult, and there it is. It is actually done. So DRX well and truly feeling on the back foot right now, but they do have vision around this Baron that does need to be swept away. Beryl is going to be able to find that cheeky little ward in the entrance. As Pillar just being frustrating here. Lucid just showing all of his trophies.
Okay, I picked up for Teddy as a pretty big spike. Both AD carries on 4 items, and it really is so centered around them.
Yep. Beryl needs to be glued to aiming. He needs to stop using ult on cooldown on Lucid.
No. You don't understand. Aiming's fine, right? It's all about stopping the resets, right? That's.
I mean, yeah, that is a good point.
Also,
but
it's really funny when Lucid Lucid's this big troll.
He's like trying to go in and then just gets eaten over a wall.
Yes.
It is prime comedy. It may not necessarily be good for winning the series, but winning the hearts of everyone watching.
Again, I think you just need to redirect your prime focus. If your prime focus is having fun, Beryl is always winning.
And honestly, it's a game in the end, isn't it? And so what are we here for? We're here to have fun.
Beryl is always winning the game. We just don't know what the game is.
Oh my god, I've never heard a definition of Beryl so perfectly done. As Sponge able to dash over the pillar. It's a charm! It catches Yahoo! And he is just probably dead! Blast Cone, never mind, it's a Mega Cone. And Super Mega Death Rocket is not going to land either. Yahoo barely gets away.
Does have TP, so he will be able to get back for this. They have to rush in, though.
Yep, Vision is going to be there, but this is going down very, very quickly. King's Tribute's going to make sure that Lucid is going to be very healthy by the end as well, as now they need to watch out for Sponge. Lucid, he's going down very low. As these ricochets are so scary. Lucid, you cannot just die. He flashes out of the pit, but the resets start to come in for aiming. As Andal is just dead. Sponge, he does steal away the Baron, but is it a Baron for Nexus? That's going to be the question as Rich goes in, then goes out, then he's dead. Aiming locks up the kill. And DK, they haven't taken down the carries, but the carries have no front line. They should be able to wipe out the base.
It's going to be tricky because there is a lot of wave clear, but there's 5 members strong.
Teddy's
it's
like,
definitely
no.
Dplus favored. It's definitely Dplus favored. Teddy has sums, Yahoo has sums. They have to try and clear the wave with the ricochets. It's Dplus favored, but we'll see what they can do.
Well, Lucid is just going to run behind this turret to get this pillar down. Yahoo is going to go down so low. He finally gets chomped by Lucid, who gets himself in there. Beryl was tanking up the turret.
Teddy?
Yep, Teddy, these boomerangs are really hurting. And DK, they'll eat some honey fruit and they'll get themselves out. This turret gets angry at Shio, and the inner turret is still alive, guys. As another ghoulie wall. My goodness, these boomerang blades. As Teddy also had an extra BF sword off the back of that one. So yeah, they'll take down an inhibitor. Winning the game was optimistic. They might lose Chemtech Soul for this, though, as Sponge is up and available. They're going to see all of DK.
Sponge, it's reset central with the HPs at this level.
Yeah.
See Aiming trying to heal up off the blue buff.
Lucid going to get a bit of health back for that one as well. Spirit Visage, of course, going to be a big deal on that one, as they do have vision. Lucid not wanting to give this one up, as he's just standing in amongst 4 people, and he's just dead, but what the heck was that? Was it even worth it? I have absolutely no idea, but it was so cool!
Showmaker slides in and gets the dragon. Lucid was just a bait, and this game, what is going on?
I don't know if it's good! That's the problem, because now they lose Lucid.
And there is a Baron push.
It is a Baron push. There's one left. Teddy does have one.
Okay, they're definitely taking this tower. Can they push further into the base? Looks like they won't go for it. Again, it's a short-range composition into a Jinx, who has that Runan's lot of wave clear.
Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Okay, so
this is
as everything settles.
This is so cold.
It's still a 4,000 gold lead.
They double trap Yahoo with the terrain and then sneak up on him and chomp, but then Teddy just shreds.
They just bypass Teddy to make sure that they kill Yahoo. And Teddy does like 3 whole health bars of damage as Showmaker, look at this. Okay, sees this health bar going down low. He's like, I'll take that. Yoink. Yep. He was just saying, I ate it, I got it. Just get out of there.
Man, what a crazy play. And yeah, I think as well, if Sponge hadn't secured the Baron, that push to end is so different. They just push and use the minions to... So many individual plays just really defining this game.
Sponge also still very, very scary.
And you know, DRX, this series, win or lose, fate deciding whether they make it into play-ons or not. Everything on the line.
And there could still be some shenanigans, but they lose so much agency.
Yeah.
If they do lose this,
here would mean so much for them.
52,000 damage in this game. And it is an 11 kills Jinx on the other side. Aiming, really doing work as far as getting back to being the Gold King again.
Those ricochets are so scary. Earlier on the Baron, Teddy was autoing a control ward, and then it bounced from the control ward to the Baron to Lucid.
Yeah, and he almost just died. He had to flash.
He's doing so much damage now. It looks like he's back in for a final item. Yeah, he picked up a BT. So he can kind of just sustain through damage and shred, but he doesn't have the GA that Aiming has. Which obviously a lot of safety against the burst and resets, but if he stands his ground, that shield goes a long way. We do see turret taken down there by Dplus.
Yeah, this is the problem, is that the range advantage from Aiming in these siege scenarios when there even isn't a Baron, it is still going to be helpful. So 5,000 gold is the lead here for DK. I want to reiterate, that doesn't mean anything. It's close to 40 minutes in this game. And this is obviously one that DRX could still make work. It's whoever starts the reset train. And double Randuins, both finished, one after the other here by Shio and Lucid.
Honestly, Randuins does so much to cut down the damage of an AD carry full build like this. The crit damage reduction really goes a long way.
Yep.
I feel like it's you know, when you're playing against an AD carry at this stage of the game, like armor, because you have that armor shred with the LDR, it just doesn't feel like it offers as much. But really the Randuins, a 30% reduction on crit strikes when it is 100% crit carry, will help just add a good amount of durability. And that's the thing, is like, you're never going to survive forever with Teddy hitting you, but a second or two can make such a big difference in these fights.
Well, Lucid really wants to be able to take down Sponge here, but he does manage to slink off into the mist.
You have Rabadon
alive. 40 seconds until the Baron.
Rabadon's just picked up there from Yehu, so big spike for him as well.
Yep, no Void Staffs done yet from either of these mid laners, but it's on the way here for Showmaker as item number 6. Okay, Lucid still just denying entry, right? This is what it's about. Let's make it as dark as possible to get towards this Baron. As Andal, he's the one that has to face check, and we know that he's not that durable. There's 7 examples of that already in this game. 6 examples of Beryl also not necessarily being able to face check very comfortably, as Aiming almost just takes his whole health bar and damage. What the heck was that? The Gobble does have to come through as Aiming back over the wall as he flashes over the other wall. Beryl will finally go down as Lucid gets the subjugate off into this backline, but it's Shiu taking down inhibitors in the top lane, and DK just trying to keep them interested. There's the Abyssal dive over from Sponge, and Shiu,
Is Beryl enough? Taking Beryl down. Getting the summoners from Aiming is huge, but is taking down Beryl enough to give you confidence to start the Baron? They're trying to move in, but it's still so scary.
Yeah, Lucid looking for a pillar angle as they do get the charm onto Andal. Moves himself out of the way. The seismic shove is going to miss, but Andal gets himself out of this one. Teddy is so scary. The ricochets do come on through as there's the redemption for a bit of a heal. 10 seconds on Beryl.
Teddy.
Yep, DRX are just corralling them. That boomerang blade could have been so scary. Shiu also going to have to flash the ghoulie wall. Can it help? Seismic shove, not enough. Mega Death Rocket connects onto Rich as they will be able to get the crab. And we've also got a full wave of minions pushing in on the bottom side of the map as well, as DRX are just getting pulled around their base. Teddy, Spell Shield now on cooldown just for a moment. Morning Mist going to come on through there as the Maiden. It's going to be another prize here for DRX. Teleport to bring Andal in, looking for a bit of an angle, but the ghoulie wall again. Oh, Sponge, he's going to get taken down by Aiming. That's one of the resets now removed. And DRX now having to deal with their jungler being dead.
That's going to be Soul, and you likely just go straight to Baron afterwards. An overstep from Sponge. He thinks he's found Showmaker.
Oh,
a moment
no.
too far. Remember, Showmaker had Zhonya's as well. So definitely a miscalculation. Go
An absolute heartbreaker for the young jungler here. Chemtech Soul for DK is what they're going to pick up first. But it's 30 seconds until Sponge is there. He had that hero steal before, and he's not going to be alive to see the next Baron go down as DK.
I think you could sense the frustration that Dplus were just walking away.
Yeah.
The audacity they can just walk out of that play on low health. You're playing Viego. You're like, surely we kill them. Surely we get these resets.
And you know what the biggest mistake was? Killing Beryl.
Always. But it was the fact that he went specifically for Showmaker, who had Flash, had Zhonya's as well in pocket if he needed it. And aiming was there to turn it around. You know, just it's one of these moments where you think you see the game-winning play.
Yeah.
And it's a moment too far. Now Dplus, sizable gold lead. Gold's starting to mean less and less at this point when everyone's approaching full build. But they get a Soul in pocket.
Yeah. Soul and Baron, they're what means the most.
Yeah. And especially this long-range comp, you know, Teddy has a ton of wave clear, but it can be a little awkward. And also, Shiwu is starting to be a menace in the side lanes, just pushing up and causing problems.
Yeah, and the utility that Lucid and Beryl will have later on in the game when it is just aiming, able to three-shot anyone on the other side of the map. The Pillar is so incredibly valuable, and the Gobble is extraordinarily strong. And only one inhibitor turret is left standing as well, as DRX still dealing with super minions, conga lining down the top lane, and DK playing this one very slow. A big difference, I feel, in this series and this game especially, is the DK certainly have been respecting their opposition a whole lot more than they have earlier on in the season, or especially last week, and not pushing their advantage too much here in this one, especially not in this moment. This is confirmation of first place in the group if they're able to win here. DK wanting to confirm that as soon as possible because things in the Rise group have been somewhat up in the air.
Just a little bit.
Needed to make sure that that sounded like the understatement of the century, and I think I got the tone. As Showmaker lurking on the side, the ward is going to spot him out as Shiu also going for a bit of a split push, but now going to get caught out. Heartbreaker comes forward. Shiu trying to get back to the rest of his team, but he is just going to get taken down. No one going to be there to answer it. And now DK, their push, going to be a whole lot more difficult. So this Baron, I don't think is going to work. The Rebel Baron power play sitting at 66 gold.
Well,
Mega Death Rocket gets the flash.
At least it's positive, right? So that's something. Oh wait, plus 7 gold?
Minus 21.
Wait, Teddy's throwing a wave?
Yep, so it's going to be even more.
Minus 250. Wow.
So,
360. Oh, it's in the bin. It's in the bin.
Basically, we're going to get confirmation that it's how we were all expecting this one to go. And that is the Elder Flip.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, I think credit to DRX for pulling the trigger and punishing Shiu, but it kind of shows how, even with the range, even with that advantage that aiming had, still so scary to step up and still Teddy the wave clear from this Sivir, just causing problems for them.
Yep. Aiming has also just sold his Runons, which I think is a great idea.
For the rapid fire, wanting to play around that extra range. I feel like in a lot of these fights, there's not that many opportunities to AoE and hit multiple people.
Yeah, because you have to be pretty close. The range on Runons is not great.
This is also one of these times where, you know, the feature strength boots feel really nice, the fact that you have them, because everyone has them now.
Yeah, you have something to spend your money on.
Yeah, or I've already spent it on. But it is very, very late in the game. I mean, I guess on the other side, DRX did have the Arakan to kind of balance that out. There's the extra adaptive force to 41 petals, which is a good amount. So contributing a decent amount there.
This is going to be so cool because I think we might be able to throw directly to the pre-show of the Saturday Showdown.
Yeah.
I think that might be what we can do.
Italy Gen G.
Oh my
We just get bangers after bangers.
It's going to be incredible. Maybe not as cultured as what we're seeing here in this.
I'm hoping for a cultured matchup there. Last time it went 3 games, you know.
That's true.
Can we build up a bit of a 3-game streak? We've had too many 2-0s. It's a little bit cringe, if you ask me.
Yeah, the Legend group really needs to step it up as far as their 3 games are concerned, and T1 doing their bit.
Yeah.
Losing one to Nongshim today. There's also HLE doing their bit, losing one to KT.
Yep. and it was a very T1 fashion in which they lost it.
Yes.
And here we're getting a very Dplus experience.
It's a minute until stuff's gonna happen. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. We promise things will happen.
Oh, you know what would be okay, I don't think it'll happen, but there is the timeline where one team takes Elder, one team takes Baron, and then they just ping pong waves at each other until they wear off. But I don't think that'll happen. But I've seen that before, you know?
I mean, ultimately, Teddy was the guy that they designed Elder for, right?
Yeah.
That was a fantastic palm comment from Prince.
He's now sold boots.
Yeah. He also has, like, basically 0 movement speed in the build at all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
So he's a very slow Sivir.
see, I have mixed feelings about this because I think movement speed's so valuable, and he's like glacial. I know you get free movement speed on Sivir when you hit things, but you're not always able to hit things. And obviously ult provides it, but
Yeah, sidestepping things is going to be quite difficult,
when he gets
especially
pillared,
when the pillar
it's basically it's a root.
You do press R and get a lot of movement speed, so I guess there's that. A Showmaker looking for a flank angle. He was spotted on vision as DK starting to lurk forward as Rich fighting the Maiden as the wall does come down, but aiming not going to be too perturbed from that one, so that is just an ult on cooldown. Yeah, not quite finding an angle, not throwing the game. Right?
He did actually use Ghost there, and he committed the ults in return. It is a pretty short cooldown at this point. You can see it taken away quickly, but not available right now this second. Both the buffs are live now, so any second we expect the fight.
Look, he's going to connect there onto Lucid. The immediate gobble does come on through as Andal down very, very low. Sponge flashing to get himself out of the way as aiming lands the zap. The slow lasting forever is what it feels like, but Showmaker has also started that cooldown on the ulti. Wanted to get through a bit of this essence, but it looks like DRX are just going to back away. Shiu doing exactly what he wants to do, and that is push a side lane.
Wait, are we getting the trade? Are we getting the trade?
No, we are going to get the trade.
We're getting the trade.
It's the gentleman's agreement.
Oh,
okay, well, now we're going to learn whether or not the Elder or the Baron are better. In a fight, the Elder's better. In a push, the Baron's better.
What I will say is because DRX's base is already kind of in shambles, they've already lost 2 inhibitor towers, it may be hard to defend against the Elder, even if you have the Baron. But it's very funny that we have the gentleman's agreement.
And I love that you also said, by the way, what if this happened?
Yeah.
And guess what? It did. We got purple versus the kind of green, but it's just white, isn't it? It's just a white little border. It looks a bit green because there's always grass behind it.
It would be pretty great if this game just went on forever, you know?
I know. I mean, that's what we were set up for, and I think that it would just be so beautiful if that happened. The one thing I know is that they will keep the stat of the longest games in the league. As the wall is going to come down, it blocks some of the minions, but not too many of them. The Baron not looking too useful right now as Teddy gets exhausted. The rockets are going to fly through as Showmaker looks for an angle, does go golden. There is a bit of a flick back as Teddy now is so low and Barrel gets a massive knock up. The one man not afraid to start this fight, and he trades his life for the Fountain Laser. And DK still pushing forward. They have so much damage. These turrets just melt as Rich tries to get himself out, but the Dragon's Wrath, it is swift and merciless. And DK, after the biggest test that they've had so far in this culture-driven Rise group, will finally topple DRX and confirm first place.
What a battle! What a throw! What a gauntlet! What an experience that we, the teams, the players, the fans, that everyone has gone through.